Every day, we hear the same warnings. Too much screen time is ruining our brains. It's making us stupid. A phenomenon known as digital dementia is taking root. Some even fear a phenomenon called digital dementia, suggesting that our reliance on smartphones and computers could accelerate mental decline, especially as we age. It's not just about whether you use smartphones or computers. Everyone does. It's about how you use them. Think about learning a new app, finding your way through an online forum, or even solving simple problems on a computer. These activities challenge your brain to stay sharp and mentally active. As we age, some of our cognitive abilities may naturally decline, like remembering things or keeping track of multiple tasks. It suggests that using digital tech for most of our lives could mess up our brains, especially as we get older. The researchers found that those who use digital tools more often for mentally challenging tasks like problem-solving or decision-making, as well as for social connections, had even better brain health. First, folks with sharper minds might be more into using digital stuff. But at the same time, using these tools regularly can benefit your brain. They call this the 3 C's: complexity, connection, and compensatory behaviors. Let's break them down. Smartphones and the internet help us stay connected with others. Video calls with family, chatting on social media, or being part of online communities. These connections are super important, especially as we get older. Studies show that feeling connected helps protect our brains from the negative effects of aging. So instead of worrying about its potential negative impacts, let's focus on using it to our advantage. Let's prioritize mental stimulation, social connections, and problem-solving through the use of technology. After all, we live in a world where technology continues to advance, and understanding how to use it effectively is a valuable skill that can help us all live better lives, especially as we age. In other words, it's not just about using gadgets, it's about using them in the right ways. It's about recognizing that technology itself isn't the enemy, it's our friend, it's our tool. It's up to us to use it wisely and to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to do the same. Regular users tend to have lower rates of depression and anxiety. They also report higher life satisfaction and an overall better quality of life. Additionally, technology can provide a sense of independence and empowerment, allowing older adults to continue living fulfilling lives on their own terms. As we age, our brains might not work as well as they used to. Remembering things or juggling multiple tasks could become harder. Bridging the digital divide and providing digital literacy programs for older adults can help ensure that everyone can reap the rewards of a more connected and technology-rich life. But here's where technology can help. By prioritizing mental stimulation, social connections, and problem-solving, we can harness the power of technology to keep our brains sharp and our spirits high as we age. Instead of trying to memorize a long list of items, you can use your phone's reminder feature. Need to navigate somewhere unfamiliar? GPS can help. Thanks for watching. These little helpers allow us to keep doing things we want or need to do even if certain brain functions aren't what they used to be. They basically help us compensate for those changes in our brains. But here's the deal. A big team of researchers took a close look at lots of studies done over the past decade. Well, as we explore the intersection of technology and our brains, it's crucial to separate beneficial uses of technology from potentially harmful ones. Imagine you're planning a trip. If you use travel apps to find the best deals, navigate to your destination, and connect with others, that's a great example of how technology can help you learn new things, stay connected, and solve problems. Or maybe you prefer to read books on a Kindle. That's also great. Not only does it keep your mind active, but it also lets you adjust the text size, lighting, and even translate words instantly. These features can make reading more engaging and accessible as you age. Researchers suggest that using digital tools in ways that stimulate our minds, keep us connected, and help us tackle daily challenges can actually benefit our cognitive health. This means that as we age, we don't have to fear technology. Instead, we can embrace it as a valuable tool for maintaining and even improving our mental well-being. They gathered data from more than 400,000 people aged 50 and above from all around the world. These tasks make your brain work harder, and that's a good thing. It's like a workout for your brain that helps keep it strong and sharp. After digging through tons of info, they found something really interesting. People who regularly use smartphones and computers actually had lower rates of memory loss and other thinking skills issues compared to those who didn't. This finding is backed up by many studies, and it's a big deal because it turns the digital dementia idea on its head. But technology can help us compensate for these changes. Using GPS instead of trying to memorize directions, setting reminders on your phone to pay bills or take medicine, or managing your bank accounts online. These things allow us to function well and stay independent even when our brains are changing. The more you engage with these complexities, the better it is for your brain. Let me tell you about 3 concepts that play a significant role. But what if the opposite were true? What if those glowing screens were actually benefiting our aging minds? Get ready for a surprising revelation. New research shows that older adults who regularly use smartphones and computers actually tend to have lower rates of cognitive decline. Smartphones and the internet are great for staying connected, whether it's through video calls with family, social media, or online communities. These connections are super important, especially as we get older. They help combat loneliness and isolation, which can sometimes harm our brains. People are becoming too reliant on smartphones and computers. And if we don't change our habits, we will lose our minds. We hear it everywhere, from parents warning their kids to executives telling their employees to scientists presenting at conferences. But what if the exact opposite is true? What if smartphones and computers are not destroying our brains, but rather preserving them? That's right. New research shows that older adults who use smartphones and computers on a regular basis actually experience lower levels of cognitive decline. Here's a look at the fascinating science behind it. For years, we've heard the warnings: too much screen time is bad for our brains. Before we dive into the details, let's address a common concern. The first is complexity. Digital tools are often complex and engaging. The second concept is connection. Finally, let's talk about compensatory behaviors. So now let's dive into some real science. There's this idea floating around called digital dementia. Now you might be wondering, did these studies consider how people use technology? Well, yes. Let's talk about what's behind this. Researchers believe it's a two-way relationship. Complexity is key. Digital tools often make you think. Think about learning a new app, navigating online discussions, or even fixing issues on your computer. Connection is another vital piece. Finally, let's talk about compensatory behaviors. Why should you care about this? To understand this better, let's look at some real-life examples. The bottom line is that technology isn't going away. It's only becoming more prevalent in our daily lives. In fact, the benefits of using smartphones and computers go beyond just cognitive ability. Despite these benefits, it's important to acknowledge that not everyone has equal access to technology or the skills to use it effectively. As we continue to learn more about the relationship between technology and our brains, it's clear that the key is to use technology in a smart and intentional way. This isn't about ignoring the potential downsides of technology. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button.